Yo, what's up, guys? Damnation-n-Hellfire here with another exciting episode of Battle Pirates Crow's Nest. And we're on episode 69. I have Cramps. And we're joined tonight by Ross.
Good evening, everyone.
And we got RB.
Howdy-o.
And we got Toxic.
G'day, everyone. How are we?
This is like the down under version of Crow's Nest. I'm not sure how we managed both of you. I guess because the holidays.
Yeah, holiday version.
Yeah, that's it.
Special. And I think, Ross, you said Dooms is on his way, right?
Yes.
Cool,
he is in transit.
He is in transit. Cool. All right, so I guess we'll get right into it. Let me do some screen sharing. And hey, it's Crampopolis, everybody.
Hooray!
Crampocalypse or Crampopolis or I have cramps or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It's an event. It's our third raid of the month. Because first we had the regular raid, then we had bounty, and now we have this. So this is our third raid of the month. No half repair times, no double repair queues. So make of that what you will. But yeah, it started I guess at this point it started about an hour ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
So yeah, and it's going to last till the 31st at 3 p.m. kicks time, 7 p.m. my time. The holiday season, the evil spirit has come from the far north. You battle against these Winter War Zone targets that are appearing on the world map. Blah, 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 blah. Gives you early access to the all-new Brutal Eradicator flagship. Leaderboard winners can also earn exclusive Battle Pirates merch. How exciting. So the targets, you got the tier 8 set, which is the 100 and the 102s that we've seen from just the previous raid cycles. Then you get 5,000 points for each of those. Blitz cost is kind of crazy in my opinion. You get minimum is 15 coins, maximum is 20 coins. You're not really getting rewarded there for good runs, in my opinion, with only a 5-coin difference between the two, but whatever. The Winter War Zone 90 target, the assault one, that's actually a totally different, brand new target, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You got the mega hull up the top, which you used to have to kill. Well, you can't kill that anymore, but there are some extra buildings around, I guess, the left and the bottom that you need to kill. So I like it better than the other one. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there is also a few ships less in there, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, maybe I want to go through all the slides and everything first, but then after that, we're probably going to switch over to in-game and probably take a look at some of the targets in there so people can see them if they haven't seen them yet. So we'll probably look at that at that point. But yeah, those are the 3 targets for the tier 8 set, and you get 5,000 points for each of them, and then you get a set bonus of 15,000. So you do a whole set, you get 30,000 points. So 2 sets will get you enough for the flag plus some extra, a little bit of extra stuff. You got the tier 6 set, which is the 70 and the 80, and they're 1250 each with a bonus of 2,500. And then the low ones is the 60 and the 50, and they're 250 points each with a set bonus of 500 for those. Leaderboards. Number 1 Alliance, which why they keep doing Alliance leaderboard stuff, I'm not sure. It's been made very abundantly clear to them, even by the members of some of the bigger alliances, honestly, that they think this is very skewed and unfair, but Kix seems to keep doing it. But anyway, so the top alliance will get a Santa Slayer badge, a Holo Dangerous Strike skin, a Holo Dangerous Phantom Strike skin, the large Strike VXP tokens times 5, and 500,000 titanium. Second alliance will get the skins and some medium strike token, DXP tokens, and a little bit less titanium. Third through fifth will get the 2 skins and a little less each of the other things. 6 through 10 will only get the Holo Dangerous Strike skin, not the Phantom one, and they'll get some tokens and some titanium, and 11th through 20th we'll get the strike skin, some more BXP tokens, and a little less titanium again. Then the individual leaderboards, or as I like to call it, the basically buy your spot stuff. The snow demon badge, you'll get that. You'll get an exclusive Battle Pirates hat ×1. You'll get the Eradicator skin and the Brutal Eradicator skin, and 6 days worth of Strike build tokens ×5. So 30 days worth of Strike build tokens there. Yeah, that's not going to separate the haves from the have-nots at all, is it?
No.
Well, let's be honest. If they're number one, they already have. You know, they can buy it. Their halves at any time they want. That's a lot, but I mean, it's going to take. I think I don't think that's too much for what it's going to take to be individual leaderboard ranked number one. Really, look at the money.
Well, I was gonna say there's a guy who has 2 million points already, I think, on the individual leaderboard.
No, it's 3 million now.
Well,
is it 3 million now?
Yeah,
he's all dangerous.
he sure is.
Quite honestly, he probably could have coined the 30 days worth of strike build for cheaper than what he's doing the event for.
Yep.
It wouldn't just be that it's Holly dangerous though. Hey, I don't.
It's that hat, man. It's that hat that you could probably get $5 for on eBay.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the hat. Hey, it's just not a. It's not a couple $100 or $1 million hat, but it's a good looking hat, in my opinion.
I mean, realistically, dude, if you would try to sell, I'm not saying it's not a cool hat, but realistically, if you would try to sell that hat to anybody outside of a few people in the Battle Pirates community, you would probably get like $10 for it.
I'm not putting a value on it like that. It's more of an actual badge of honor type thing, and the way and it's just not a bad looking thing. For a hat, if they're going to come out with a hat, you know what I'm saying? Since they came out with a hat, I'm glad they didn't come out with just a cheesy looking hat. They came out with a great looking hat. So
right,
that's.
I think it was
for positives here.
I think it was Roger Bell, and I think he did a beanie that I thought looked quite good. So maybe you guys would be better off with beanies since you're in winter.
Yeah, I just wonder how much of the extra damage and extra repair costs we've had to eat the past couple of events went into paying for those hats to be made.
Exactly.
Well, it's only one hat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only one hat.
It's only one hat, so there's not.
Made in China too, no doubt.
No, it's not only one hat because there's first through 36 all get hats.
Okay, I didn't see that.
And there's actually been some other options in game availabilities in the past, recent past, for certain players to get hats. It's very few, but the hats are brand new and they're out there now. And
what were those other options to get them? Because I'd never heard of it before.
One was a return to game player, and one was they scored the top in the bacon event. They sent the hat, or they sent the email to them and to fill out to get a hat but they got number one, I think.
Huh.
And then they got a hat.
So give hats to people that come back, but don't give anything to people that stuck with you for 7 years. Yeah, that makes sense. But anyway, yeah. So second through third gets they all get a hat. The 2 skins for the Eradicators, and they get 24 days worth of build tokens. 4 through 6 goes down to 18 days worth of build tokens. Oops. 7th through 16th goes down to 12 days worth of build tokens, and 17th through 36 goes down to 1 day worth of build tokens, with everything else staying the same. I guess second through 36 don't get the badge either. So
No.
maybe they're spending all those hundreds of dollars for the badge, not really the hat. Maybe, I guess.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The badge is more.
I think it's a good thing though, because if you want that, then you spend the money, and if you don't want that, then it's not so difficult an event. So
I guess through 61st is actually getting a hat too, and then they get the 2 skins, but no build tokens, and up to 161st. Then from 62nd to 161 gets the 2 skins, and then top 10,000 just get the regular skin for the Eradicator. I'll probably be somewhere in that category right there if I'm lucky.
Yeah, I'd be good with that too. Actually, I mean, I like the skins just in order to tell certain ships apart in my dock, or even on the map while in battle. But I'm just not I'm not a skin collector other than that. But I have a few, but they're used for other reasons.
And then, of course, we got the Brutal Eradicator, which is the top prize for this. I do believe it's 50,000 points. We're going to go more into the points and prize list later when we go live into the game. But, Ross, do you want to talk about this? I think you covered it last week on the show, so you can do it again real quick.
Yeah, this one's just, it's going to be your siege lead for your Eradicator. It's going to boost ballistic damage 200%. And it has a ballistic range buff of 45%. Building damage is also 200%. Structure deflection is 1250. Its ballistic defense is 80%, and radioactive defense 80%. Tactical fields 50%. That's the same. I believe those defenses are the same. Movement is combat speed's 30, turns 20. It looks all they're going to be this. It's going to match the Eradicator until we get to the Frenzy, basically, and we're going to go to the ballistic defense is 50, and radioactive defense goes to 50%. Combat and ballistic reload also increase at 50% when it goes into its Frenzy mode. That does stack up to 4 times. And it's 1 stack per kill. So it's gonna. I personally just am building my Eradicators, and I don't have a complete fleet now, so I'm not really too knowledgeable up on how long these stack and frenzies work in actual combat situation. But
each stacks fall off after 7 seconds.
Okay, so this one will be the same. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it says. So this one offers to the bonus effect applied to each in the fleet is going to be ballistic, radioactive, defense is 30%, combat speed and ballistic damage are going to increase 25%. What I read out of this personally, when I look at this, I think good. Because I don't look at special abilities. There's a range. I see no range. I can, if I'm time limited here, I'm thinking myself, it's a possibility. I can build this blank and leave it in the corner and pick up these special abilities running with the fleet. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's the way I read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because normally it would have the range in the special abilities.
I mean, the only saving grace, in my opinion, for this whole, as far as being able to get it built in time for the raid, is the fact that we're going to have an extra week of FM to get tokens in there, to help put this thing out. So I think that's a positive. We're going to have an additional VXP weekend as well. So might be able to get the flag out without dropping any coin into it, possibly.
Okay.
I know
Well,
I myself have. I still have 6 days of the generic seed tokens saved up from last year, so I'll have like those 6 days plus whatever we get in the FM to pump into the flag. So hopefully I'll be able to get it mostly done.
see, I wasn't even in a spot where I was going to have 4 ships done. So,
No, I don't have 4 ships done. I'll have 3 ships done, and then I'm hoping I can crank the flag out to go with them.
okay. Okay.
Then RB, do you want to cover the armor?
Sure, no worries. So this is the new armor for these eradicators. It's a folded ferrite armor F1CR, so Formula One. Watch out. So each panel will give you an extra 5,000 armor points. So that'll probably be helpful when you have the full fleet. They are pretty heavy, but I don't think we've got too many problems with weight, I guess, with these fleets. Could be wrong there. And gives you 20% ballistic defense and 20% radioactive defense for the best part of it being 1 second repair duration. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you get what, like 2% more than what you got off the dual armor, the dual charged armor that we already had as far as your defense wise, but then you actually get like what, 5,000 more armor points, or I guess it's actually 4,875 or something, because isn't the other one like 125 armor points or some shit? I can't remember.
Something like that. But yeah, so in combination, like the 2% is probably not that much, but the armor points might come in handy. But I guess we'll have to see how much damage the targets actually put out.
Yeah, in my opinion, if you have the older one already and you can't get this one, I don't think it's going to be a huge thing, is my personal take on it.
Yeah, it has got a bit. Sorry, Toxic, go for it.
No, I was just going to say it's good. You'll have an extra quarter of damage on it. An extra 25,000. I think the ship's got 100,000 armor points or whatever.
Yeah,
thereabouts. So you'll have 125,000 per ship. So it'll give you quite a bit of extra armor points to and it's for no repair, for 1 second repair.
Yeah.
So
the kicker is though that it has got a longer build time on it. So I think it's an extra 9 hours or something like that over the dual ones.
I mean, quite honestly, if my ships have 100,000 health and I'm rocking like around 99% resistances on everything, and I still need an extra 20,000 to survive through the target, the whole thing's fucked, and that doesn't make an arm difference about the armor anyway. That's my opinion.
Yeah, because it's showing we're taking too much damage from the start.
Yeah, it's showing the minimum damage is way too high.
Yeah.
That's, when they're talking about, oh, we're going to get away from defenses and go to defense rating. And I'm like, no, all you got to do is just minimize the damage that you're actually outputting. But, that would make too much sense. So we'd rather invent the wheel, Yeah. But anyway, that's a whole different topic of conversation. There's the Holo Dangerous Eradicator skin. Okay, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I usually really feeling what the art team does. All I can say is when I look at this, is like, oh my god, this is horrible, and I would never ever use
it. Red and green should never be seen.
Does anybody on the panel actually like this? Let me ask that.
No.
No, I think it's got its holiday seasonal theme.
Yeah, not liking it, but it's not super ugly. There's been worse skins than that.
Name one.
That was the thought I had too.
The one that looked like vomit. I don't know what it was. I can't remember what it was now for what hull it was for, but it didn't look too good. No, I didn't really like I reckon it still looks better than the Batray one that purpley thing. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
I like the battery
There's-
purple one. Far
Yeah.
infinitely more than I like this one.
They should have gone like all green with a couple of little red accents, or all red with a couple of little green accents, more, rather than this. But anyway, I'm not going to
Well,
worry too much about it.
the bacon skin might actually been worse. I don't know. They're pretty
Yeah.
They're pretty bad department. And then you have the Brutal Eradicator Hollow Dangerous skin, which isn't quite as bad, I guess, because the colors aren't as bright, so they don't pop that as much.
Yeah, I think this one looks better.
Then you got the Hollow Dangerous Shrike skin. Now, this one actually doesn't look as bad, I don't think.
Oh no, this one gives me quivers.
Yeah, that's the worst one yet.
Nah, I don't know, dude. You honestly think this one is worse than this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, because at least this one has like nice straight lines and everything to it. Like this one is just kind of fucking shit all over the place. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No, it's the wrong green. If it was a different green, like maybe yes.
Yeah.
But that looks a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I guess the difference too is that they've got to be stand out in the actual game itself. So, when we see them in the game, they might not be quite so bad.
I mean, one thing I don't understand is why do the actual hulls have a different skin to the lead ship? Why not just make them all the same?
Well, because that would be one less prize that you would have to get.
True that.
Okay, there's the Santa Slayers Alliance leaderboard badge. It was kind of cool looking.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
Yeah, that's pretty wickedly evil. I mean, really, it's pretty cool.
And then there's just the Snow Demon one for the personal leaderboard badge.
Yeah. I kind of liked the, what do they call that one? The achievement one or whatever. That was quite cool because it was just a skull with the horns are like red and green striped. That looked kind of good. So, yeah, I would have liked to have seen that one.
And then there's the hat. There's the hat that everybody wants.
Woohoo!
The Draconian Yacht Club.
It's actually a cool looking hat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost identical. Well, it's the same pattern as my actual U.S. Navy hat in design and pattern for our ships that we were on, or our bases that we were at.
So you're saying the U.S. government could probably sue Kixeye for copyright infringement?
Well, I can do this for you here. I can.
That is actually proper gold there, though.
I can do this here, and I just reached over to my, and I have this.
Cool.
Okay.
Do we know what the significance for the BP-13 is?
No, I have no idea.
Not that it matters. I was just kind of curious.
Maybe 13 is how many years they're trying to stretch out of this game.
Could be.
See if I don't know if Kix is listening or not, but there should be a store where you can buy that sort of crap. Like I wouldn't mind. I would actually buy that because I quite like it.
Yeah, but you'd only be paying like $20 for it, whereas people are paying hundreds of dollars for it.
Right. But
well, later on, we hope they do add this. I mean, I'm with you, Toxic, because hey, to be out in my town or where I live and wearing a hat like this, and if you saw somebody else wearing a hat like that, it'd be like, because we just I live in Des Moines, Iowa. You know what I mean? I just don't know how many. I just don't know how many other pirates are out there.
Well, and like you see it on their little podcasts that they do and the videos that so especially when Swag used to do, you would see all like the Kickside T-shirts they would have and the patches for like War Commander, Battle Pirates, and the Kickside logo T-shirts and shit. I mean, that would be a whole opportunity for them to make some money, dude, to kind of help maybe not soak us so bad on some of these raids and some of these events and shit. It'd be another way for them to make money. And like, I'd love to see them try to do it.
I mean, like I said, if they'd come out with they'd sell that hat in the shop, I'd buy it.
Yep.
If they had badges like in the hat, I'd buy that. You can stick on your hat like those little pin badges, I'd buy that.
I'd buy that for $1.
Kickside T-shirt, not overpriced, stupid, prices on it, but yeah, I'd buy that, and I'm pretty sure there'd be quite a few people that would buy that too. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same. Maybe make it BP 20 or something, so that you don't get the people that actually buy it.
Could you imagine if they would come out with like model kits for the boats? Dude, imagine like if they would come out with like, Breach of Dreadnought models that you could like buy and put together.
I used to build little F1 cars, man. I'd be right into that too. I love that sort of stuff. Model building, yeah.
Yeah, we've gone way, way off topic.
Well, I was just going to say, you can imagine
a Thursday one.
Yeah, well, that's the Down Under influence. But you can imagine, like, it would cost, if they did a run of 20,000 T-shirts, it would probably cost them like $500 or something like that. And think of the profit margin on those. But anyway. Yeah,
it would be definitely a way to help them get some money and not have to us feel like they're soaking us on repairs all the times and whatnot. But CM notes were just a reminder. This is a holiday activity that started at 3 o'clock kicks time. Yes, targets are the same as bringing home the bacon activity, which I don't think they are. They seem to be a whole lot easier than they were in bringing home the bacon.
Don't say that.
Right? Yeah, I probably just fucked them up for everybody. And now it's going to get cranked.
Bloody hell.
So let's see. And if you're eligible to get the hat, you'll see a form at the top of your screen that you can fill out, and then they'll be able to take care of you. And as the last event, you cannot add or drop players from your alliance for the duration of Crampocalypse. That way, people can't manipulate the alliance leaderboard. I think that was it for slides. So, what do you guys have to say?
Yeah, because there wasn't anything else in the FM this week, just the same stuff.
Well, I got something, and it's to do with the skins. Now, why can't we? A long time back, you were able to get armors, and if you put that armor on, the ship would be green, or it'll go red or blue or whatever it did. And I don't know if you guys remember that. You had a different armor would give the fleet a different color.
Yeah. That was back on like Sea Wolves and
that was back when we actually had colored armors.
Yeah,
that's right. They come out. Yeah. Now, why can't we get something where we can personalize our ships? Like, for example, if you got a fleet that's does a lot of explosive damage, you put a little red haze on it. You can click that in in your shipyard, so yep, that's my eradicator that have got a lot of ballistic damage. One's got radioactive damage, got a different color, so you can identify if you got more than one fleet. Like, for example, the missile cruisers, where everyone's got like 2 or 3 fleets of them. So exactly, that's this one is good for this and that one's good for that. So you don't have to, pick them apart and try to find out what's what. Just something to identify the fleets or the individual ships in the fleet. Doesn't have to be like super sophisticated, just to give them a different hue or different outline or put a spot on it somewhere, just so that you can identify it.
Okay.
And I don't know what you guys think of that, but you know, for the manticores, if you pull them apart, they all look alike, and you got to sort of squint and click, and no, that's the wrong one, and this is a scattergun. Oh no, that's a missile, and you know, it'll make it a lot easier.
Yeah, it'd be huge. I mean, for me, I'm constantly changing ships in the fleet, and I have to click through, you know, just a huge amount before I find the one I need, because I don't have such a thing. But I mean, it's not a priority. It's a want. It's not a need. But I like that idea.
Yeah, I was kind of talking about more stuff that had in line with the event, what we were talking about. But that's a cool idea. We can go down the prize list real quick since we didn't have slides for the prize list. I'm up in the game right now. Brutal Eradicator, of course, is 50K. The new armor is 30K. They have where you can get Gale 4s and anti-torps now for 25K. And you can get the big tactical gun. How much is the big tactical gun? Anybody know? Because I already had it.
Yeah, I do. It is. Sorry, I just clicked away from there. 60, I think. Come on.
60?
Yeah, 60.
Okay. You know, and honestly, I tell you, as much crap as I gave this thing when it first came out, the way it just happened to fall in my base and the way it lies actually tends to give people some people big problems sometimes. So it's not quite as crap as I first thought it was. I mean, I still don't think it's the best gun out there, but it's not as bad as I originally thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with its performance. In all honesty, it just it makes the attacker think. I mean, it doesn't do damage, but it requires them to think. And throughout the whole battle, it adds that added element. So I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Sometimes I've noticed as I'm getting hit by people and this turret comes into play, you can very easily tell people who can think on the fly as opposed to people who can't think on the fly.
You can. I mean, you just see it, and some just don't get it. Just you just watch it and you're like, But then some just, you know, they're like, okay, it kicked in right there, and you know, and that's when they separate out and they got it down.
I was quite surprised when Shane said that he was having luck with shooting the projectile down quite a bit. That surprised me because I didn't think it would be like I've seen it come out as a projectile, but I just didn't quite imagine it to be like that when it came out. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything that says where it can't be shot down. So
yeah.
You just have to have the right type of anti on it. PvE hulls. Let's see. You get the Brutal Eradicator, of course. That's the big one for 50K. Sago Icebreaker is still 20K for some reason. I don't know why. That's what we're looking at. What, like a 2-year-old to almost maybe even a little bit more than 2-year-old hull at this point. They still want 20K for it. Seems pretty ridiculous. What was the Greta 30K? I think.
Yeah. 35, I think.
Was it 35? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
And then, of course, you can get the Buccaneer Boon, the Blood Hydra, the regular Hydra, and the regular Bucks in there. Regular Icebreakers, Cannoneers, Ironclads, Harlock Ironclad, Cannoneers. A bunch of PvP hulls available in this PvE event. The flags, you know, the Vanguard and the Hurricane, the Impact Cruiser, the Ifrit, the Witch Doctor, the Revenant. And then all the defensive hulls, the Warden, the Siren, the Curator. You can also get Onslaughts, Missile Cruisers, and Poseidon Maulers. I know with Kicks having given out a bunch of Bat Ray fleets last month, like a lot of people should be able to get some halfway decent points in this event, I would think.
Hopefully, they need to be doing the lower sets, but hopefully they'll, you know, get a reasonable amount.
Can they do the lower sets? I think they're tier locked.
Yeah, good point. Actually, I was going to look to see if there was any.
Are they tier locked?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't think they can manage to do at least one target with that battery fleet?
Yeah, I think
like a 100. If you can do a 100 and a 1 or 2, like even if you have to wait 10 hours in between them or whatnot.
No, they can. I was on with a player. I watched a player do it. I watched two different players. They had very similar fleets. One was, I think, possibly they were both the awarded fleet, and one might have been upgraded a tad bit the other, but both of them made it through one of the 100 level targets. The damage was high for them, relatively, in my opinion. However, it made it through without dying, and awarded them the points. It's 5,000 points, and that's two players that couldn't have gotten that target in the past.
Yeah, I mean, they all got Mandy cores. I'm pretty sure they would have. So there's 2 of the 3 targets done, and then maybe they can do a full set, and that's 30,000. That's 30,000 points.
Even if they can't do the full set, even if they don't have mana cores and all they have is the bat rays, just keep stacking that one target that you find that does the least amount of damage to you. That's 5,000 points every time you hit it.
Right.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, the 80s are hunters and fangtooths, and the 70s are skyfires or phoenixes, but that only says recommended, so I don't know if that means that it's locked to those.
Well, take a fleet out and see.
Okay.
For special wise, I was really happy to see we got shielded circuitries in there, and they're only 5K a pop. I was very happy about that. I know I'll be picking up some of those. Hyper 30 still hanging in there tough at 25,000. Why that hasn't come down, I'm not sure, because Hyper 30, in my opinion, isn't big in the current meta. But what else we got there for specials? Anything really exciting? All the scopes, if you're missing any of the scopes and the forces. And siege battery, of course. If you don't have siege battery 4, it's in there.
I'm missing corrosive scope.
Yeah, well, everybody is. Because it's not even in here yet, is it?
No. That's kind of my giggly point there. I'm missing it. Yeah,
it's been in the shipyard for almost 3 weeks now or something, I think. But it hasn't shown up anywhere.
I just had a look at a level 80, and it says no, you cannot do it because you got a tier 7 skirmish.
Okay, gotcha.
The 70s allowed ship classes is assault tier 6, and the 80s is allowed ship classes skirmish tier 6. So they are level locked. They are locked, yeah.
Armor wise, you got the new armor, of course, and then you got the D6 CO, the limited one for corrosives, the limited one for missiles, limited one for radioactives. You got charged armors, which are 8,000 a pop, which is kind of pricey in my opinion. Since the charge on them doesn't really matter at all anymore. All your PvP armors are in there, your MC3, your CTO3s, all them and whatnots. Let's see. Tacticals. Tactical focuses are in there. You can, if you're behind on those, you can pick some up. They're only, I'm scrolled away from them somehow. They're 10K a pop, so that's not terrible. Reconstruction matrices are in there if you're not maxed out on those at 10K a pop. The field extinguisher, which I don't know if they've ever managed to fix that or not, but they're in there. And same with EMP overloads. Bunch of defensive turrets.
And of course, you only need the 4 now, not the 8 that we needed before. Yeah.
All your OP guns and your gates and stuff, and your overlays for your base.
I saw in Bounty someone actually had one of those magnetic forces, and I sailed right through it, and I was like, oh. I don't think I remember seeing one.
And then build tokens. They got build tokens for all the old tier 7 PvP hulls and PvP defenders. Like I'm highly disappointed that they don't have Eradicator build tokens in here or any kind of generic build tokens in here. I'm extremely disappointed by that because I know people are feeling so much pressure, in my opinion, on this raid than what they have in the last previous couple. Because I know me personally, I'm not feeling at all comfortable where I'm going into this raid at with how many hulls I have done and the rank that's on those hulls.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
And even just dragon tokens would be handy too.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were trying to separate PvP from PvE, so why do we have all these PvP build tokens in a PvE event? I don't understand.
I did just want to say, if you scroll up a bit too, there's a few of the old base ones that can still be handy and used if you don't have them. So I think I think the ZU's in there or something like that. There's one good one in there.
Yeah, the ZU's in there. Fuel air munitions in there. A lot of the Zithium Shell 2s is in there.
Yeah. See, so there's some good stuff in there if you haven't picked it up along the way, which is nice to see because generally, like a lot of those old things, we never ever see. So it was good to see that they were in there.
I might pick up a couple more gargoyles, maybe, depending on how much of this and then I feel like doing, because I've actually seen them be fairly effective against dreads. So I don't know. Anything else you guys think is like outstanding that I skipped over in the prize list?
No,
I think you've covered it pretty well.
Yeah, the list is pretty extensive and good. I'm happy with seeing it as large as it is. I mean,
the other thing too. Yeah, go on, Toxic.
I have to agree with Damnation though that there should have been, instead of those PvP defender class tier 7 or that tier 7 token, there should have been tokens for the Eradicator. Maybe 5 or 6 or just a couple, and maybe one for the lead. It's an awful long build time, and 95% of the people, of the players, I don't think will have a full fleet. So yeah, they could have done something there. I don't know whether there's a TLC, whether they're going to throw some TLCs or whatnot, but yeah, there should have definitely been some PvE build tokens in there, or even if it was 2 or 3, just blank, just normal ship build tokens.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
I was going to say too, if there's things that you are missing along the way, just check your FM list as well and work out which one's easier to get or which one's cheaper to get. So, because with both of them running at the same time, you might find that there's some double ups in the FM prizes with this prize list as well. So, whichever way is going to be cheaper for you.
Yeah, like I know, for example, in my alt, it would probably be cheaper for him to get some of this stuff through this event than it would be the FM, because he got gifted the fleet of bat rays, so as opposed to my one Inferno dragon that I have built on him.
Yeah. And the good thing is with both of them running at the same time, you just click one, click the other, work out which way is going to be easier, and go for it.
Yeah. So, did any of you guys want to go out and hit some targets? We could screen share somebody hitting a target or two. RB, why don't you go hit the Manicore one?
Why me?
Because you're the first person I happen to think of. You were the first person on my line across the bottom there.
You bastard. All right.
Coin it.
I'm going to highlight you and put you on %.
Yeah. Just let me tidy some stuff up.
Please take all your porn off the screen. Nobody wants to see it.
I don't know. Anything for ratings?
All right.
Yes.
Gotta be clown midgets. Clown midgets is the way to go for rating.
Just remember what has been seen cannot be unseen.
All right, what do you want to know? I need.
Yeah.
I probably should have refreshed before I did this, but anyway. Okay. Let's just use the locator and do it that way, because otherwise you're going to be here forever. Okay, maybe not use the locator. This is thrilling viewing.
992 coins. Are those coins you get for doing this show?
Yeah, mate.
But don't you get that? Don't you get them?
I'd like to know why the hell I don't get them.
Damnation sends 100 every time I'm on.
No, I don't. I think you got that backwards. You send me 100 times every 100 coins every time I allow you to be on. I think is the way that works.
Is that how it was?
Okay, here we go.
Well, to be honest, that is 2018's allowance of because I only get them when they're on when there's a deal on and all that sort of stuff. So.
Oh yeah, we should mention that there is a deal out right now. You know,
and 29 extra things if you want to buy them.
Does it? We don't have a time frame on how long that deal is lasting, correct?
No, that's right. So because I pay Australian dollars, I only ever get them when they're on special.
Yeah, it's almost double for us clowns down here, eh?
And the same for at this moment for Canadians as well. I believe it's a carbon tax issue.
I do love the snowballs.
I do too.
Actually, I should rephrase that because that didn't sound at all good.
No, you know, it's fine because it's a winter event. This is, you know, and it is.
No.
There are snowballs.
Snowball has a double meaning.
Oh. Well, not to me. I guess
yeah, well, Google it when we're not.
Just stop that whole conversation right there. Just stop.
Okay.
But I like the base change, and in fact, it's easy for these old eyes to see. And for myself, I like it. So.
Yeah, we were saying before it's much better than the Halloween one.
Yeah. A lot better.
And no, I'm not going to say it. Everyone's going to hate me for it. But then again, everybody hates me already. So yeah,
that's right.
So it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could that could be in one of those chests that you get from the Mega Mayhem or whatnot, that you can change your base to the winter setting, and then the ships go 10% slower or something when someone attacks you. You know, stuff like that. How good would that be? So I like the white as well, much better than the green and all that dried out red and brown and stuff, you know.
Well, that's if you want to take your chances doing Mega Mayhem and, you know, have the exploding turrets kill your fleet.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, I got wiped out for 8 hours and 20 minutes for no particular reason last night. Yeah. I was pretty stoked about that. I can just hear Shane in my head saying, "They're not rhinos. They're not rhinos."
You know, so far I can't really complain about this event, but I did have 2 flash crashes in within 246 targets. So
I like that. So far, I can't complain about this event, but I'm going to.
No,
here's the complaint.
The damage is reasonable. It's you know, it's not bad, I don't think. And that the target that RB is in now is a little bit different, and I like this iteration of the target better than the other one. So
he's like a goddamn professional. Look at this. What is this?
Well, no, if he was a professional, he'd have his main fleet also firing on that moat instead of acting like they could remote target.
That's right. That's what I said. I can hear Shane in my head saying they're not rhinos.
All right.
Yeah, let's all be really. I think the entire community should be really thankful to Damnation at this moment that he didn't pick me to show you how to hit this target.
Or me.
Well, honestly, it came down to I knew I didn't want to do it, and I had 3 other options there. And when I looked and saw who my 3 options were, there was really only one to pick. I mean, honestly.
Now, with the new targets that are to the left now, I'm pretty sure that you may have some trouble reaching them with the if you drive in from the top, you may not get one of the little silo towers or whatever they are.
Mm.
With your scattergun. So I don't know if you can get them with the missiles, but with the scattergun fleet, I think you may have trouble reaching them.
This new laptop, I always hit the bloody trackpad.
Oh, yeah,
I'll say so much for Mr. Professional there. You're doing good, and then you just had the pressure. The pressure got to you, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know that I'm not a professional. I know I'm mediocre. This is like as exciting as watching bloody paint dry, isn't it?
No, I'm pretty impressed. In all honesty, yeah.
Yeah, I'd much rather just bloody stack them and drive them, though.
I don't have the patience for that. I couldn't do it.
No. Well, I mean, I'm glad he can, and I'm glad that that's available. I really am, because for that. But I don't think I can.
See, I use the decoy method, but I don't do it slow and methodical like he does it. I put the decoy out in front, and then I drive like a fucking banshee with it that way.
No, I think Ross and me were doing the bull in the Chinese, and not in the Chinese. I mean the.
Yeah, I drive towards them.
Straight through system, the bull rush technique.
I do. And when in doubt, hit auto.
Is that because you're using scatters, though, not missiles?
Yeah.
No, I use missiles.
I'm not.
I don't know about Ross.
No, you've got the missiles down. I mean, I haven't actually even viewed very many missile fleets, so that's why I'm very impressed with the damage. You're doing well.
Yeah, it's bloody slow, though.
It is very slow.
The good thing is the Mega Hulks don't seem to want to turn anywhere near as fast as what they used to, so that's quite good. I like that.
Yeah, I think it was very smart of them to stick with the 100 and the 102 as opposed to trying to do something with the 108 and the 110. Because I think they would have gotten a much different reception to this event had they tried to do that.
Oh, hell yeah.
What was my damage in the? I think the 100. It was an hour and 55 minutes, and that was with a grease monkey. And that was the bull rush technique with razor tail. So that in a raid situation would have only been 2 coins. And the 102 with razor tails and a grease monkey, I think it was an hour and a little bit. So in a raid situation, that would only have been 1 coin. So it's the damage is really not over the top. I think the damage is right. And certain ships like the I don't know, we call them the bugs. They die a lot quicker than they did in the bacon event.
That was funny. A corrosive snowball. And yes, I will admit I was giggling like a schoolgirl when I saw them
Oh my
fly
gosh.
snowballs for the first time.
It's
Guys,
true.
he seriously was. He seriously was. You should have been on the hangout with us. He sounded just like a little 10-year-old schoolgirl. I actually had thought his daughter came in the room and was laughing, but no, it was RP.
You know what they say: simple things amuse simple minds.
Yeah, they're great though. I mean, they're cool.
Yeah, the Mega Hull, you don't kill that anymore.
Yeah. I did think it was kind of a cool touch that, you know, all of a sudden there's these snowballs coming out. I think that's kind of funny. Okay, so you obviously can't kill that one either.
I almost wish our events would have been like reversed though. Like we would have had this before we had the bounty, because it seemed like it just would make more sense having this with the snowy base and the snowballs and stuff leading up to Christmas, as opposed to having them after Christmas is already over.
Yeah. Oh, well, just be grateful it's not Australian, because it'd be balls of sand. What the hell am I shooting at there?
You just something. You got it.
Something.
You got it, by the way.
Yeah. Well, that was exciting viewing.
Yeah, that still boggles my mind that you guys have Christmas in the middle of freaking summer. That's just I can't wrap my head around that.
Well, I've been here since 1982, and I still can't get my head around it.
So there you go, an hour 25, and I could, blitz it for 150 coins.
What a deal!
What a deal!
Coin. You got plenty of coins.
Yeah,
on
I definitely think their blitz prices are a little off. But I mean, obviously, the people who have 3 million points already don't think so.
Well, they're probably more than that by now.
Take a check real quick.
Oh, no. It's only 3.1.
And who's that?
Arc Pirate.
Gotcha.
So
I don't know. I can't understand spending that much money on an event like this. Certainly not this early in it. Like if I were one of those people who wanted to try to be in the top and I was going to spend a lot of money, I'd wait until the last day and then like within the last 20 minutes blow all the money I could.
Yeah.
Because it seems to me like I would have to spend less doing it that way than doing it all in the beginning. But what do I know?
Cool. All right. Well, that was an exciting interpretation of the 90 target.
Well, I gave everybody a little bit of a look at it since it is a little bit of a different target that we hadn't seen at all before.
Yeah. And yeah, with better driving, you can get it obviously down quite a bit more. And I guess it would be different with scatters too. So we'll see how we go. Oh, Doom says he's still on the road. Sorry, I missed the show. Just wanted to say good luck all on Cramp.
I don't need good luck on Cramps. This game gives them to me every time I log in.
Very good.
So, you guys got anything else pertinent to this event?
Well, what's the total points we need for just the new prizes here? We think, like,
it's only what 80K, 50 for the for the armor.
Yeah. So I think I worked out before, just roughly with the sort of things that I was after, that I was going to look at about 180K, something like that. So, and you've got 4 days to do it, so there's really no need to rush. If you've got even a fleet that will just do one target, if you're getting 5K a time, but it's easy to talk from my point of view, but I'm sure there's people out there who don't have don't have the fleets to be able to do it, but just get what you can.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that was all I was going to say.
I would say I noticed in the 102s, I did like 3 sets of 102s. with my razors, and almost all my razor tails were still in good shape, but my flag was almost dead. So it seems like the 102s are definitely targeting the flag again.
Well, to me, it was more economical to do the 100 target because I was getting less damage in them. But you know,
I did two 102s and two 100s, and I didn't see that mine was sort of pretty equal right across the board.
Yeah, mine were pretty equal.
Mine for sure definitely wasn't after 3 102s. The amount of health left on my razor flag was probably the amount of health that had been taken off of my regular razors.
Do you have that set up as a countermeasure one, or is it?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Because I wonder if that'd make a difference. You know, if you had more cormorants on it or something like that. I don't know. To me, the cormorants are hard because, you know, they shoot once, and if they, you know, there's 10 torpedoes coming in.
I have my counter spread through across my fleet. I don't have one set up as a countermeasure hull.
Yeah, I have mine spread through
the same
fleet.
with the same when this Bacon event. There was a couple targets that the lead did take damage, and not in all targets. And you did find that when you ran about 3, and right where Damnation's saying is where it was really noticeable. It was about 3 on point, you know, because just on a little graph, you know, you're looking at the one after one, the damage is pretty much the same, but it does really start to be apparent after time.
Yeah, Shane in chat is saying that his flag takes almost all the damage in the 102 as well.
Yeah, I know my plan is to just stack them, you know, do one lot one day, one lot the next day, and then, you know, the 90s at the end or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, no, I have 3 102s stacked currently. I have 3 100s stacked, and all I gotta do is go in and bust out 3 90s with my mana cores, and I'll be at 90K and not having spent a dime.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, personally. You know, I think that's the most effective way. Sorry about the voices in the background. I'm trying to mute them out. So.
Oh, you're fine.
You know, I've got. I use a grease monkey, so I can get 2 100s and 2 102s out, and I could probably get one more 102 out because I'm using razors. But yeah, I'll have 2, 2, and 2, and yeah, that gave me what, 5 hours and a bit repair, so that's not too bad. I can do another one today and maybe coin it and get it all done in one big foul swoop. Do 3 times 60, and that'll be me down 180,000, and I don't think I need any more than that.
And honestly, I still I can't even start building my flag for another day or something because I still have my 3rd eradicator that doesn't come out for another day or so. So I'm not in a big rush.
Yeah, mine's cooking already.
Yeah, I must admit I worked my shipyard, so I would be free if I needed to do any refits to do this, and then so I'll just get the flag going straight away.
And I know they did say that you only needed one of the hulls, the Bat Ray or the Razor, and I think they've pretty much told the truth on that. I just hope it's going to be true at this event as well, or this next raid cycle as well.
I'm a very different opinion of that. With the 100s and the 102s, yes, you were fine with just having one of the fleets, but as the raid progressed each and every time, the disparity between the two became very evident to me. And I definitely felt like by the time we got to the last raid of this past cycle that you did need to have both of them.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. If you wanted to, do things effectively and cut your damage down, you definitely needed both fleets.
Yeah, of course, but you didn't have to have them. That's what I'm saying.
But you didn't have to in any of the other ones that people bitched about it either. Like in the Phoenix raid cycle and the Skyfires, you didn't have to have both of them. I didn't have both of them, and I managed those raid cycles just fine. I just would take a lot more damage on certain targets than other people did.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as the Skyfire Phoenix.
There again, I would beg to differ with that.
Yeah,
I was going to say where it was
with
really a problem was the TLCs with the, that you had to have the hunters with the PBX payload. That's where it really became an issue, because if you didn't have it, you were screwed. And the same with base race, I guess, too, going back to that old chestnut, that if you didn't have your icebreakers, you were shafted. So, but my interest is really when and how we're going to build the Shrike, because they've pushed the raid cycle back a week, so we're starting on the 10th now, I think, and that's going to flow over into February, because February's always a short month. So I don't know when we're going to get these built and when we're actually going to get to use them. I think we're going to be stuck with Eradicators for the whole raid, to be honest.
Yeah, because honestly, unless you're going to coin the Shrike and the flag for it, you're going to be getting them done right about the time the raid cycle's over.
Yeah, and
there needs to be some kind of TLC that offers a crap ton of tokens for it. And if you think that the community is going to be okay with just you giving 30 days worth of build tokens to the top guy who spent the most money on this event, and they're going to be okay with that, not have any blowback from that, boy, you don't know your community very well.
Yeah. Well, they'd have to do 2 TLCs, because otherwise it would be completely unprecedented that you would have that amount of tokens in one TLC. So I just don't see that it's possible at all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's certainly a mess that they've created. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm building the Eradicator, and I don't plan on building. I will try to get the hull and the lead of the other type. What is the Shrike? But I don't plan on building it. I got no intentions of building it, and that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping. Like, I was okay with this, with the way it turned out for me with the razors. I didn't overspend. So yeah, it wasn't happy. Like it was.
Enough of those. And some people are noticing or mentioned that they are having lag issues. We didn't see that when you were just in RB, but I know that the last event was horrible for me, but I haven't entered this one yet, so I can't say that I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't had any lag at all. I mean, it took a while for the targets to appear on the map, but that was about it, because we're all doing the countdown. But yeah, there's no real issues my end, and I'm in a third world country.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. Anybody who wants to complain about where we're at in difficulty of events and damage and cost of events and all that stuff, take a look at your global leaderboards, look at those top people, and send them all a message. I'll say that.
Yep.
Because until they change their spending habits, it's not going to change.
Yeah, I totally agree, but that's probably getting more to the Saturday show. But yeah, it's this sends a very clear message that there's parts of the community that are well and truly very, very happy to just chuck a crap ton of money at this game, and part of us should be saying thanks because you're keeping the game going, but at the same time, it's a double-edged sword that it makes it hard for everyone.
But if you look at it, how many players does this game have? Like,
well, and No Photos just said something in chat too that I want to actually talk about here for a minute. He said most top players blitz, and in my opinion, that is actually very misleading. most of the people who blitz are the people who have a lot of money. That does not, just because you spend a lot of money on this game does not make you a top player. That's a very big fallacy that people tend to think because somebody spends a lot more money, they are a better player, and that's totally not true.
Yeah, it's just the size of the wallet. You know, that's what we used to talk about all the time is wallet wars, and you know these two events have shown that that's still alive and well, and you know people are, because they're not paying for the hat and they're not paying for the build tokens. They're paying to be number one, but why they're doing it now, I don't know, because there's no way that you can spend all those points, and you can guarantee in the last 30 minutes of this in 4 days' time that people are just going to be going ka-ching, 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 and you're going to get knocked down, and then you're going to pay more, and you just, I don't know.
I stick with what I said for the past many years. That, in my opinion, the more money you spend on the game means the more you suck at it. But that's just my personal opinion.
Well, that used to be totally it kind of was the case back when you could build fleets that would do targets damage free. You know what I mean? Now we're in the day and age where the best fleet you have takes, you know, possibly 5 hours damage. It's just throwing a figure out there. You know what I mean? In a target. Where in the past, or well, in the first day and age, you could build that perfect fleet or real close, you know, to combat all those damage.
That's right. Yeah, that is true.
But on the other hand, if I choose to throw, I don't know, $200 at that event because I want to, you should be able to. I mean, whether it's right or wrong, it's the way me or that person or this person wants to play. So
well, and that's fine, but then the flip side of that is I don't want to see you spending that $200 on the event or whatever, and then also see you in Discord bitching about how hard it is. You can't play it both sides.
No, you cannot. No.
And that's what I see very often is I see people in Discord complaining about how difficult it is, and then in the next sentence they say, "Yeah, I just went ahead and spent $150 and blitzed my thing." You know, it's like, well, you can't have it both ways, dude.
Yeah, to me, it all comes down to the actual quality. You know, that I'm, you know, prepared to pay for a game that's tested and the target's working and all that sort of stuff. And you know, while you were happy to out me for my $9.92, you know that is over a year's worth of coin, but. You know, it comes down to quality. When we see targets that don't work, when we see things that are broken, then we see, you know, graphical errors and all the rest of it. That's more my issue, that you're sending them a message that none of this needs to be fixed. Everything's fine and the game's working fine. And you know what? If that was the case and the you know, you got the very rare off target, that would be acceptable. But these people are saying, no, I'm quite prepared to throw a shit ton at something that we don't know is going to work. Like, you know, this is rolled out quite fine, but how many raids can you remember that hasn't happened? Or, you know, there's some issue that's going on that, you know, we're just saying as a community, yeah, that's fine. We'll just take it. Just keep on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well, and that's why, like me myself, I hardly participated in bounty at all. You know, I joined in the very beginning. I got my OP up to like the 3rd level or something, and I went out and hit a couple map targets, and then I started noticing, okay, I can't seem to target anything individually. If I do, it seems to not even stop once it gets in range. It just like rolls right up through it and acts like it's walking to the back of the base to get somewhere else, getting shot up by everything. My corrosive scatter guns weren't able to kill walls in some situations. My dreads would get hit by glacials and they just start spinning in circles. So what I did? I turned it off and I went and I played Xbox for the entire time the bounty was running.
Definitely. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, we see broken target after broken target after broken target, and it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't fix it. Don't test anything. Anyway.
I'm being pretty positive here, but I couldn't even enter bounty. I couldn't even play the 5-day period. I couldn't even play. And my computer is the same computer I'm talking to you live. My connection is the same connection I was had then prior, and my check, I even did the trace route, the connection speed. I check all that all the time. Nothing's changed. It just was crazy. I couldn't scroll on the map right off the bat. It wasn't like, I mean, I know all the things that were happening to me were like I had been logged in for an extended period of time. And then, that lag, that screen anti-scroll, you can't click targets, all that. But it happened to me right from the start. Well, I couldn't even participate in the whole thing. 5 days. And then the bounty ends. Magic, my game works. What?
Yeah.
I didn't even log out of the computer. The same computer was just running. Didn't turn on and off, didn't restart, anything, nothing.
I had the same problem when I started. I couldn't, the map wouldn't move, and then once I got into a target, it would drive by on the turret I clicked on to stop, but it got better. I don't know, a couple of hours after it got better, and by that time I decided I'll split my fleet up and I'll just auto targets. And yeah, I ended up doing that. And, I'm not very happy with the way it was, because you had to get 20,000 points to actually secure to 20,000 points, which I didn't either read or understand the same way. I thought once you had to 10,000, it then clicks over. Like you get your 20,000 first, and then clicks over every 10. That's what I thought was going to happen. But yeah, well, it was a bit of a grind getting the 40,000 points, but I didn't get hit, so I can't complain. It's just that next time there should be at least 1 or 2 secures that you can do manually, rather than having to sit there for, I don't know, a couple of hours or 4 hours or whatnot to hit little bases, little your opponent bases, and do it on auto. But apart from that, it wasn't. I didn't really do much after that. Rolled a lot of uranium for some crews for the upcoming raid, but yeah, that seems to be working fine. It was just at the start of the bounty, it didn't really work. But they must have done something, because it was 3-4 hours afterwards, I tried again, and it was fine.
Yeah, I know. I was watching those videos, Ross, and oh man, I felt so sorry for you, because it obviously wasn't playable in any way, shape, or form. And is that the first bounty you've missed? You would have done pretty much all of them, wouldn't you?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So for that issue has potentially made it now that you've got to be in catch-up mode, or you've got to work harder to get what you would have got normally. And normally you're the one who's hitting bases all over the place and having fun and smashing everyone who's grinding your opponent bases. So for you not to be able to do it's a pretty big deal.
No, exactly. I mean, in all honesty, not having the armor set me back quite a bit. I had planned for it, so it's not even out in this event. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, don't feel bad, Ross. I didn't get any armors either. I only got like 12,000 points during the bounty, and I got like the 3 Conqueror tokens and the 2 Defender tokens, and that was my bounty.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times I got hit and got flattened because I couldn't be bothered to put my guard back in, because I'd log in I'd only log in maybe once, possibly twice a day during the bounty thing, and I'd be like, oh, I got hit, and I'd put my guard into repair, and I'd go back to playing Xbox, and wouldn't even think about Battle Pirates till like 12 or 13 hours later. I'm like, oh, I probably should put my guard back in, and I'd go back and see that I got hit like twice more while I was gone or whatever. I'm like, oh, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, it was a bit of an interesting change in it with the securing half as you went. So,
what a different experience, though. I mean, I was 3 inches away from Damnation and 4 from Ross, and it's all different, you know. I never got hit. I had the trouble at the start, but not, not at the end.
Well, it's because I'm famous. That's what it is. You know.
Yeah, I'm not famous, no.
And you never got hit, and I got hit through the whole thing, and I wasn't even doing it.
I was just focusing on his 3 inches, but anyway, that's just me.
No, don't focus on that.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you burned yourself there more than you burned him.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know. You're the one focused on it.
I could say something about icebergs.
Anyway, it's downhill very rapidly at this point, so I'll pull the plug.
Cool.
Thanks for coming out and watching, guys. We definitely appreciate you. Appreciate you guys in chat. As always, give us a thumbs up, a subscribe if you haven't. And keep an eye on if you're still subscribed to the channel or not, because I know YouTube has been going through and just randomly unsubscribing people to a lot of channels lately. So check and make sure you're still subscribed if you want it to be. Also, send your friends over to the page if you haven't already, and we will talk to you on Saturday, I guess, talking more about this this Krampus event and what we think of it at that point. But until then, we're outie.
Good luck, everyone.
Good night.